More from both sides this evening. First, senior Romney campaign advisor Barbara Comstock joining us. Nice to talk to you. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. People listening to both the governor and the congressman today might get the impression that they actually oppose the $700 billion cut. But in fact, the congressman's plan not only includes this cut, but instead of restoring it to the funding, he puts the same yearly cap on growth and spending per beneficiary. And unlike the president's plan, doesn't put the savings back into the system. It actually uses that money to finance deficit reduction and tax cuts. Aren't they arguing against something that actually not only do they support through the Ryan budget plan, but that virtually every Republican has voted for in 2011 and 2012?
Okay, well, I'm not sure if there's a question in there, but why don't we start with the fact that nobody 55 or over needs to be part of this discussion, because under the Romney and Ryan, what we're putting forward with the Romney and Ryan team, it will change nothing in Medicare if you're over 55. Actually, by the time it's implemented, it'll probably go down to about 53 or so, because it takes time to phase it in and change it. So the same plan, we are not stealing the $719 billion that Barack Obama took away from Medicare, from current seniors, from my parents who are retired, from Paul Ryan's mother who's a senior.
Let's stop there, because the stealing thing, right, is really what that long question I asked you.
The Democrats voted for it. Okay, the Democrats voted for it. So let's say the Democrats voted to take that Medicare money that we all paid with our premiums when we all work in our paychecks. We pay those premiums for Medicare, so it'll be there. They took out that money, and they're putting it into Obamacare.
That money is not taken out. That money is a reduction in the growth over 10 years, right?
No,
and that money doesn't come from the benefits.
Okay, I'm talking. CBO said that money was taken from Medicare. But then let's go back. So no, if you're 55 and over, no impact. If you're under 55, let's talk about what's on the table now with Congress. It's the Ryan-Wyden plan. Everyone likes to leave out Congressman Wyden, a liberal from Oregon, who worked very responsibly in an adult way with Congressman Ryan to come up with an option so younger people like you and I and our kids will have a future where we can still have the same Medicare that's in place. But if you'd like to choose, if you want to look at things and choose a different option, we will have different choices. Younger workers, 55 and over, it stays the same. Younger workers, we get a choice. What's wrong with the choice? That's why when you had Ben LaBolt on here earlier, he couldn't answer that, and he couldn't answer that Ron Wyden supported this very sensible plan for younger workers.
Here's what Ron Wyden said, who, by the way, voted against that plan, as you well know. He said this in a statement that was released.
No, he didn't vote against his own plan. He voted the whole budget he doesn't like, but the Medicare plan he supports. It was a policy proposal. He said, I did not, this is a quote from him in a statement from his office, I did not co-lead a piece of legislation. I wrote a policy paper on options for Medicare. Several months after the paper came out, I spoke and voted against the Medicare provisions in the Ryan budget. Governor Romney needs to learn you don't protect seniors by making things up, and his comments sure won't promote real bipartisanship. I'm just reading what his office sent out today, distancing himself from what clearly you're trying to connect him to. Well, you can go back and look at the plan that they worked on, but the point is, we aren't touching seniors. Anyone 55 years and older doesn't even have to listen to this debate, because if you hear them talk about that the Romney or Ryan plans are going to impact you, they are lying. They do not touch anything for seniors or for people who are 55 and older. We have a plan that we'll then look at, and it'll be something that'll be negotiated, that everyone will work on. The House has passed a budget. The Senate, because there are no adults in the room, and the White House, they haven't passed a budget in 3.5 years. The way you get a budget is the House passes one, which the House has. Then the Senate, if there were grown-ups, they would do it. Then you come together and you come with a compromise and you work things out. But the president, for 3.5 years, has provided no leadership. Harry Reid's asleep at the wheel and done nothing.
We're covering a lot of ground, but I want to go back to that 700 number, because the budget, as I pointed out earlier, was passed. That $700 billion number was Republicans, virtually every Republican agreed to that twice. twice, in 2011 and 2012. So to say that it's the money's being stolen, I think is the word that you use, that has been debunked. That is taken, just factually not true.
No, that is taken from current seniors, and our plans are about for younger workers.
It is not taken from current seniors. It is not affecting the benefits. I am telling you, it has been, the CBO and others have done a breakdown of it, and as you know this, they're not cutting the benefits to the elderly. They are cutting the benefits, in fact.
We aren't. What about the 15-member board that can decide what procedure, whether my dad can get, ablation again because he's 77, and if this 15-person board decides that you can't get a treatment, that's how they plan on controlling the spending, is by having a 15-person unelected board decide what kind of treatment seniors can get.
So you're conceding,
that 15-person board.
You're conceding that the $715 billion is not stolen.
No, they're cutting the $700 billion by having this 15-person. Well, if you can't get a service anymore that you can currently get, that is cutting. I think when seniors can't get a procedure because this 15-person unelected board tells them they can no longer get a hip replacement, they can't get treatment for macular degeneration, they can't get treatment for their heart ailments, that's going to be a cut. I think seniors will see that type of thing as a cut, and that's how Barack Obama saves things, by having 15 people decide what treatment you get. We aren't going to have anything like that. If you are 55 and older, you are not going to have your plan change. We are looking about future generations and how we can change things there. And that's the fact. And you're not going to see Barack Obama talk about his 15-person board or talk about the fact that his Senate and his White House has totally failed in leadership on the budget and done nothing for 3.5 years, but criticize those who try and come up with a solution.
It'll be interesting if it's a solution that people embrace or a solution that people run from. Barbara Comstock, nice to see you. Thanks for talking with us this evening. We appreciate it.